everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Lola. If this is your first time on my channel, you are very welcome. Thank you so much for clicking, stopping by. And if this is not your first time, you're one of my good old subscribers, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming back and watching this video. Now, like you can tell from the title, I'm talking today about weaning your baby, obviously. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I am a mom of a baby boy, and he just turned 1 on 22nd of August, about a month and a few days ago. And you know, we started the weaning journey right at his birthday. I mean, he was breastfed for 6 months exclusively, and then we, you know, started taking solids like baby cereals, fruit and veggie purees and things like that. And then he was still being breastfed and all that. So after his birthday, we started the journey to weaning. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you, you know, what my experience was and everything I think you need to know to successfully wean your child, you know, for good. So if you want to know more about that, please keep watching. So I'm going to be giving you a few points, you know, just so that you can have everything, you know, in bullets, all the points that I would like to make in bullets, and they're not just my thoughts all over the place. So the first thing I'll say is that you need to make up your mind, you know, for however long you must have breastfed your child, there's this level of bond that you would have built and attachment. Your child will be very attached to you. Like in my case, like I've always said, my son didn't take the bottle. He only took it like in his first 2 months, and then I got lazy expressing the milk for him to be bottle fed. So he got used to the breast directly, and he never took to the bottle. So we did, you know, breast all through 6 months. And then even when he started eating solids, I started trying to give him, you know, his formula in the bottle. He never took it. I only always mix it with his cereal so that, you know, at least he's getting the nutrients that he needs from his formula. So there's that level of bond that your child would have built with you, and attachment that would not just be easy to just break off like that. So you really need to make up your mind, and in making up your mind, you need to have a plan. The first thing I'll say is about a week to 2 weeks before the day of your stopping, the day which is going to be the last day you breastfeed your baby, you need to start planning before then, like that day. So like a week to 2 weeks before then, you should start reducing the duration or the amount of times you breastfeed, not the duration, the amount of times you breastfeed in a day. So normally, like when I was exclusively breastfeeding for the first 6 months, obviously it was only breast milk he was taking, nothing else. So when he started taking solids, I noticed that the amount of times he used to breastfeed, especially during the day, started reducing gradually, and about 10 months, it reduced drastically to like 2 times, 3 times during the day. And then at night, you know, he'll wake up maybe every 3 hours, so like twice or 3 times at night during, you know, our sleep time. So as we drew closer to the, you know, weaning day, I tried to reduce how many times he nursed during the day. So I reduced it even to just once a day. In fact, sometimes he would totally forget, because, you know, now they're moving around, they're crawling, depending on when you're weaning your child, they're crawling or they're walking, or in my case, my baby is walking, you know, he's so busy trying to touch everything around him, you know, he's eating different other things, you know, food, snacks, fruits, everything. So obviously he gets full from all those other things and busy too. So he does forget about the breast sometimes, until maybe something hurts him, he falls, or something makes him cry, and then I carry him to like, oh sorry baby, then he remembers that, oh, this thing is here. Yes, so he remembers that the breasts are here, you know, this thing that comforts me, that soothes me. Also, let me say that my son used to nurse to sleep, which is not really a good thing, you know. If you've been able to sleep train your child to be able to calm themselves down and sleep by themselves, thumbs up to you. But that's something that is really, really difficult to do, especially if your child was exclusively breastfed. And it takes a lot of discipline on your part as a parent, you know, to sleep train your child and help them not to be dependent on nursing to sleep. But in my case, my son was totally dependent on nursing to sleep. In fact, he would be so fussy and just, you know, like that when he was sleepy, and until he had the breast in his mouth, then he would just suck and, you know, sleep off from there. Sometimes he may not even suck, like once it's just in his mouth, he's gone. So obviously he wasn't nursing because he was hungry, he was just nursing to soothe himself and to sleep. So that was something. So what was the first thing I said? Make up your mind. A week or two before your main day, you need to reduce the number of times you are breastfeeding in a day and during the day. Then the next thing I'll say, I have it written here, so I'll just check my. All right, so the next thing I'll say is you need to have someone to help you. It could be your spouse, it could be your, you know, grandparents, it could be a friend, someone you trust. You know, I'm thinking of maybe a single mom living by herself. You know, maybe you don't have your family around you. You know, you have a friend that you can trust and that can help you out. Because I remember when I was in school, no, not in school, when I was living abroad at some point, I have a friend, she's still my friend. She's a single mom, and she used to travel, you know, sometimes for a few days and leave her daughter with me. Like, we're that close and she was that comfortable with leaving her child with me for a few days, and I'll take care of her really good and she'll be fine, feed her, bath her, bathe her, I mean, and all that. So yeah, I'm just saying you can find someone around you that can help you. You need that help. It's very, very, very important. I've not seen anybody that has been able to wean their child by themselves, like just by themselves. If you can do that, man, I don't know, big ups to you, but you need help. You need help. And then the other thing I'll say is focus on your goal and focus on yourself. I know the tendency for you to be worried about your child, 100%, you're going to be worried about your child because you're like, oh, this child has been nursing, in my case, for a whole year. I mean, this is what he has been used to for all his 1 year in life. So, you know, how is it going to be now that he's not going to be taking this? Yes, your child will cry, your child will be fussy and all that, but trust me, focus on yourself because your child will be fine as long as there's somebody you trust to help you out. Focus on yourself. In my case, so let me tell you everything that happened from the day we stopped. So from the day we stopped, I went to my parents' house. So that was my help. My mom was my help. And if it's going to be your, you know, like, because obviously she's a mom, she's a grandma, she has helped so many people, she knows about weaning a child, you know, from her own experience, from her siblings, from my sister, you know, she knows what to expect. So I'm saying if your help is somebody that hasn't really had the experience of weaning a child, you need to set the expectations for them, and I'll tell you what they need to know. They need to know that they're going to have to be with this child at least for like 2-3 days. They're going to have to be, you know, fully kind of responsible for the child, like carrying the child. Like for 3 days, I hardly carried my son. The only thing I did was, you know, bathe him, and then once I dressed him up, my mom fed him. When he was sleepy, she would rock him to back him. I'll insert a picture of what backing a child, you know, looks like. I don't know if it's very popular in other, you know, parts of the world except Africa, but you know the baby carriers you use that you can use in front or in the back. Yes, that's sort of what backing your child is. So yeah, it helps that helped with soothing him to sleep since he didn't have the breast to nurse him to sleep. So the person is going to have to sleep with the baby. I mean, you're not going to be there with them in the room, so it's going to have to just be the person that is helping you out with the baby. They may, for the first night or the first 2 nights or even the first 3 nights, they may not be able to sleep. They may lose sleep because the child will be crying a lot or fussy and all that. So you need to just set the expectations right for them, so that when they start experiencing these things, they're not like, oh no, I didn't plan for this. Whoever is helping you out. So in my case, my mom obviously already knew that this she's done this like 1,000 times with her siblings, with her cousins, with my own sibling, you know. So we left home at 2 p.m. and that was the last time I breastfed him, and we got to my mom's house. Sorry if you hear any noise, there's construction around me, like I always say, just ignore. So we got to my mom's house maybe about 4 p.m. and we're both tired because we're in traffic going to the house. So as soon as we got there, I just went, I ate, and I was just relaxing. And he also, I think, of course, the excitement of saying grandma, grandpa, he didn't really focus on me or anything. So all that till in the evening, he took his bath, and then it was time for him to eat his dinner. Feeding him is usually a little bit of a struggle. He wants to feed himself. So I think we gave him something to feed himself, a finger food, I don't remember what. But yeah, he did feed himself, but that wouldn't fill him up. So usually it would be the breast or, so that was all he had. But I made his bottle available with his formula. I made cereal for him to be spoon fed. Everything was available, so whichever one he was going to take, my mom was just trying different things. So at that point, once I was done having dinner, I just went upstairs and I didn't show my face again till the next day. So all his crying, all his fussing, my mom dealt with that. So I'm telling you, whoever is going to help you needs to know that that is what will happen, okay? So you just go somewhere, especially from in the evening. During the day is fine, they see you because they're busy also. Baby is busy, let them be busy playing or doing whatever. But once it's time to sleep and you know that they are tired, they want that light just went off. I don't know when it's coming back on. So I'm just going to see what I have to say around. So where was I? So yeah, I just went to bed. The next morning, so my boobs were like that. They were so heavy, so painful, so swollen. Like the pain was incredible. Like I can't explain the pain. The pain that you'll be feeling and is affecting like every other part of your body. Like my head was aching me, like my stomach. My whole body was paining me basically, and I just kept, I didn't carry my son throughout the next day. Like I couldn't carry him like this because obviously he'll be, pressing on my mama juice. And the pain was incredible. Like I had to, when I took my bath that morning, I had to use like a warm towel to just press some of the milk out. So what I'm going to tell you, don't do what I did. My next point is make sure you get painkillers. I used paracetamol. In fact, I'm going to tell you the brand. Emzo paracetamol. Next day at 3 p.m. after I'd gone through pain for so many hours. It was the next day at 3 p.m. I took Emzo paracetamol, and the way the pain stopped was like magic. I was like, why have I been suffering myself? So from that moment, every 4 to 6 hours, I took Emzo paracetamol for the next 2 days. So I took it for about 2.5 days. Once I stopped feeling the pain after 6 hours, that was on the third day, I think. Was on the third day. So same thing for the next day in the night. Once it was evening, I just went, upstairs and made sure I was there. So we stayed in my mom's house for 2 nights, 3 days. So same thing. Then for my son now, how was he behaving? He was really, really I felt like he was really, really detaching himself. Now that's where the whole emotions come in. You'll feel very emotional. You'll feel like, oh, my child is, being detached from me. Or I even said something to my husband. My husband was like, I beg you, are doing too much. I said it feels like a breakup. You've broken up with someone, but you're still seeing them. Do you get? He was like, please calm down. I mean, that's how it felt. It was like, oh, this child, I'm seeing you. He's fussy, he's crying for the breast, which I know is what he wants to just calm him down. But because we have to do this, it's like, no, you can't have this. I'm going through this pain. I mean, when I had not taken paracetamol. So I'm just saying, you're going to feel the emotions, are going to be there. You're going to feel very emotional. You may even cry. I didn't cry. My sister said she cried. I've heard a lot of moms say they cried. I didn't cry because I made up my mind. And I knew that, this is what's good for him. Definitely, you will feel that detachment, sort of. And especially for those few days when you're not going to be holding your child as much as you do normally. So, that was what happened for those 3 nights. After we came home, for the next 2 nights as well, I didn't sleep in the room, with my husband. So it was just him and my son. And, they were fine. So he only cried for the first 2 nights in my mom's house. And she just had to stay awake and soothe him and carry him, sing to him, do all those things. So make sure you tell the person helping you this is what they should expect, So I'll tell you a few things that I noticed, as far as my son is concerned. So of course I noticed that he became very independent, from the very next day. He became very independent. He was not as attached as he used to be. It was like, he's not a big boy, I don't need mommy and breast and all those things so much anymore. I noticed that he became a little focused. Like, I feel like the breast used to really distract them. Like, once any little thing happened, he's running to the breast. Oh, mommy, give me breast. Do you get? But I feel like he became a little more focused. That's what I noticed. What else? Was he coming to ask for the breast? Yes, the second day he did. Anytime he did that, my mom would just carry him and be like, no, more mama juice, and I'll just quickly leave where he was for a few minutes, maybe up to an hour, and come back later when he has, gotten over it. So yeah, he kept asking for the breast for, I'll say, till like day 5. Once he comes close to me, he wants to, mommy, and I'll just say, no. So he totally forgot about it after about a week and a half. Like now, if I joke around with him and say, do you want mama juice? He'll just laugh because he knows that no more mama juice. So, yeah, for the bottle, he loves his bottle now. Oh, he's a bottle champion. I was like, see this boy. So this bottle that you were refusing because you had another option, right? So yeah, now he takes his bottle. He started taking the bottle like the second day. First night he didn't. He was just crying. Second day he took to his bottle. That's what he takes now at night when he wakes up. During the day sometimes, or like in between meals, give him milk or mix the milk cereal. I noticed that his appetite has increased a lot. Yes, he has a huge appetite now. And I was telling my mom, I can't believe this is what breast milk used to substitute. All this appetite, all this, and then he takes a lot of water more. So this is all that breast milk used to do. So it's a very, very miraculous substance. I always say I'm so pro breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding, breastfeed as long as you can, and all that. So yeah, I think those are the things that I noticed for my baby. And then for me, obviously my cravings reduced a lot. Like, I think I crave just half as much as I used to crave before I was breastfeeding. Obviously, because breast milk is like produced from, the more you eat, the more you get more breast milk, the more your baby demands it. So of course, now that there's no more breast milk coming out, my cravings have reduced a lot. I'm more focused. I'm more focused because I know that if I'm not where he is, he has options of other things to take to help himself, get full or feed himself, things like that. So I'm more focused on things that I need to do. What else? So yeah, the pain basically stops like day 2.5 or day 3, I should just say. And that was it. That was it really. I think the most important thing is the help that you require. I've heard some people say, the first time they did it, they weren't able to do it. And I just feel like because maybe they didn't make up their mind, or they were around baby and couldn't stand the tears. But if you have that help, is so important. That help is so important. I don't want this video to be any much longer. No light. I hope you can even see me. I just really wanted to film this. I actually filmed this video before, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I decided to do it again. And I hope I'm able to put this one out. So yeah, that's it basically. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And I'd like to hear what other moms experience in terms of weaning, and if you have other tips apart from these ones, you can leave them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.